Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. So, I got up this morning, I did my breath work, started to pray, and God gave me a word, which I'm about to share with you. He said, "Congratulations, Alicia, you have become humble, which is the quality of leadership." Now, the thing is, back in the day, I thought that humility, well, back in the day was yesterday. I thought that humility was, going without, being less than, less of me, more of you, God. And He said, "Yeah, that's part of it, but that's not it. True humility is the ability to take accountability for the things that you're doing that's causing your life to be this way." He gave me the idea that He is the Lord of hosts, which means you're the host of His spirit and He lords over that. But you also have free will to do things with that spirit. And the problem with so many people is that we're not humble, we're prideful. And prideful, we look at that and there's a spectrum to it. Don't get me wrong, pride is not necessarily a bad thing standalone. It simply means that you have done this on your own. Like, say, for example, a mother is proud of her child as they walk across the streets because you're saying, look, there are those, that's their achievement. They've reached their goals, and it's separate from the mother or separate from the father. So pride, to conduct your life through pride, means that I'm conducting it independently and separate from God. I started to think about, we're in the month of June, you guys, and every single month of June, I start thinking about why in the world do we do this whole pride thing? Because you're literally glorifying being separated from God's will. But, that's a different story for another day. I'm not here to offend nobody who gets down that way, you guys. I don't have any issues when it comes to the kind of sexual relationships that people want to have. I understand we're all having a human experience, and that's a part of your experience. It's just not a part of mine. The same way crack isn't a part of mine. It is what it is. The same way being a salmon fisherman is not a part of my experience. But I digress, you guys. God doesn't, He says that to function now from humility, He really wants us to be able to understand what ask, seeking, and knocking means. And you can't understand that until you reach a place of humility. Because a lot of people hear that, I'm going to ask, I'm going to seek, I'm going to knock, and they think that this is all about what God is going to do for them. And really, this is about what you can do for God, the life that you can create, with God. For example, asking isn't just, hey, can I have $1 million? No, asking starts with the formulation of a thought. That's why they say what you think about, you bring about. For example, if I think that it's going to rain today, I am then going to rearrange my entire life to support that asking, that thought in my head. I'm going to know that it's Florida. It's probably going to rain around 1, 2 o'clock. That's when I eat lunch. Let me go ahead and fix my lunch, or at least stop someplace and pick up food before I go there. So I have to be in the rain. I'm going to bring an umbrella. I'm going to wear a hat outside just in order to be prepared for the thing I'm thinking about. So when we formulate thoughts, we begin to think and do things that are in alignment with the thoughts that we've given, therefore the reality that comes back to us. So ask and it shall be given to you. Think about it and you shall receive the life that thought created. Seeking, a lot of people think seeking has to do with you actually seeing something. It does not. Seeking has everything to do with vibration, i.e., the law of, what did he tell me? The law of observation and the law of resonance. Resonance, yeah, again, you guys, if you go to the physics and look up how the law of resonance works, if I have three tunes, A, B, and C, and then I have another set of tuned sticks of A, B, and C. If I hit the C note on this side, then the C note over there will vibrate, not the A, not the B, because I have to be on a certain vibration in order to receive something, i.e., my vibration determines what I'm capable of physically realizing in reality. So seeking and finding means you literally send out a vibe and it finds what resonates with that. I'll give you an example. It was my birthday this year. And I went with a friend of mine and I made a dress and it was nice and we could have done some really nice things. But as soon as I get in the car, they say, well, shouldn't you be here with like a boyfriend or like a friend? Like they immediately diminish themselves. So the reality that you're a special, unique individual, we could do great things. It's my birthday. We're actually here to celebrate because they weren't on that vibration. They weren't on the vibe of celebrating. They were on the vibe of self-depreciation. Suddenly, I had to be there too. I'll get back to that later. So yeah, seeking has to do with your vibe, and you can only resonate with things that are vibrating the same as you. If you hate yourself, you're going to see a lot of things that confirm that it's perfectly okay for you to stay like that. And the last is knocking. Now, here's my thing when it comes to church. Every single pastor you encounter is going to describe knocking as being this knock, 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 knock on the door. That's not it, you guys. No. To knock the door and it shall be open to you means to apply force, to apply work. And if you do that, you will get an equal or opposite reaction. Knocking is the force of your life. It is the actions you take that create the reality that you live. It is the actions that you take that creates the mirror, i.e. the response, i.e. what you get and see in return for your life. So, as a humbled person who recognizes I am the one that's in charge of this reality that I create, be mindful of what you're asking. Be mindful of your thoughts and what they're going to resonate with, because that's going to turn into what you do, i.e., that knocking that is going to create the response that you receive in your life. And it only works out well if you can do that from a position of humility, not less than, but of accountability of what you're doing. Because remember, God is the Lord of hosts, which means you're hosting his spirit. I say all this because yesterday God took me to the Bible verse in Revelation chapter 3, verse 20, where he's basically like, behold, the work has been completed. I stand at the door. It is opened. But you can only, open it. You can only acknowledge the work that has been done when you actually hear me. Now think about how you hear things. Vibe. He said, you're only going to be able to acknowledge that the work has been done. This reality that you want is here and capable. It is the response of what you desire is available to you. But until you vibe with me, until you resonate with me, the Lord, until you observe me, I can't come in. And God wants to come into your heart. He wants to come into your mind so that he can receive nourishment from you. Did you ever think about that? Like people say, I'm living my life for God, so that you're right. Because he wants to be able to experience this experience with you. He says, if you just want to hear me, if you just resonate, if you just vibe with me, I would love to do that because it allows me to have this human experience with you. Which is the reason why I created you. Ding, ding, ding. Is it making sense? But you don't ever hear me. You don't ever vibe with me. You won't let me in. You won't let me gain nourishment from your life experience. Therefore, we can fellowship and you can gain nourishment from the experience of him. Is it beginning to make sense now? Is it? Yeah. So asking, seeking, and knocking is not, hey, God, can I have this? Now I'm going to go look for it, and then I'm going to continue to ask for it and create for it. No, that's not it. Asking is what I think about, I bring about. Being mindful of what I actually resonate with. What am I vibing with? Is that the highest potential? And then putting the work in order to get the response from life. Create the kind of mirror that you actually want to see, that create the reflection you actually want to have. And all of that comes from being humbled, comes from taking accountability for the things that you're doing that's creating the life that you live. Have a blessed day, you guys.